Walikishku, Kulamasi Homohoch Oknitis, Ndelawensi River Whittle, Ne Lenape, Ba Kumni, Anadarko Oak. Hello, everybody. I'm River Whittle. I'm a community worker, a youth mentor, and an artist. I created all of the art you'll see in this presentation today. I'm an enrolled member of the Caddo Nation of Oklahoma, and I'm a direct descendant of the Delaware Nation of Oklahoma, also known as Lenape. Welcome to Lenapehoking. I'm glad you all are here. Due to genocide and forced removal, I live in Oklahoma, in the Lenape community pushed farthest out from our homelands. There are 6 federally recognized and legitimate Lenape nations, 2 in Oklahoma, 1 in Wisconsin, and 3 in Ontario, Canada, with various descendants all over Turtle Island. Lenape people have been in exile from this place since the 1700s. Our displacement has greatly affected our ability to thrive as a people. I've spent a lot of time brainstorming how to win our return and restore the health of our community. So this is a model I created as a guiding tool for a community-based approach of restoring health from an ecological standpoint. This model, which I call the Turtle Island model, an ode to our Lenape creation story, reflects a holistic approach to combating common issues in our community, such as addiction, diabetes, and suicide, on both a community and individual level. On the outer layer, we have land and community. This is what the entire turtle represents. On its shell are the impacts that we see from being connected to both. They're broken into mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and cultural. From each category, you will find a community practice that becomes possible when community and land are paired, such as traditional ceremony. Community practices lead to individual impacts, such as an increase in resilience. From individual impacts, we see positive outcomes, such as a reduction in suicide. This model can be used to guide and analyze community interventions to assess if they have a tangible outcome. The community practices, individual impacts, and specific outcomes can all vary, but if the outcomes are too vague or if the basis does not connect to the specific indigenous land and community of the area, it does not fit within the model. The model will be available on the Summit Reader on Monday, so feel free to visit for inspiration. So I'm part of a matriarchal Lenape collective called Lenapehoking that I believe fits well within the model. Short term, we organize multiple trips back per year with special attention to the matriarchs, youth, and elders in our communities. Our trips focus on land, water stewardship, culture, language, stories, healing, education, building relationships, and ceremony. Long term, we intend to get land back, which will enable us to protect the local ecology, create a safe space for Lenape women and femmes, build with local communities, honor our right to return. And by the way, no one has given us land back yet. I believe as people get more in touch with land in an authentic way, it will radicalize them, because the violence of capitalism necessitates rape of the earth. There's no truth away from what the land tells us. There's no swimming in an oil-soaked river. Once you learn to love that river like a mother, you will learn to hate Enbridge like an enemy. And with your community awake to this knowledge as well, you will gain the confidence to resist. To make work that fits within the turtle model sustainable and widespread, we have to fully realize indigenous sovereignty globally. In order for that to happen, we have to bring capitalism and colonialism to an end. Capitalism necessitates taking more than what you give in order to gain success. Living with the earth necessitates giving back for what you are gifted, being in balance. Capitalism is the opposite of indigeneity. Under capitalism, Lenapes, Palestinians, Congolese, and all oppressed nations of the world, including the animal and plant nations, will all continue to face genocide through a variety of ever-changing tactics. I think if we are going to build a real movement to fight capitalist terror, we in the United States are going to have to take on massive projects to strengthen our relationships and educate each other. This is where I see the work of Lenapehoking feeding back into the possibility of making projects that fit the turtle model sustainable. If our people have a land base to go to, then it can serve as a place to build. We have to continue to try to develop strategies to defeat and provide alternatives to capitalism. I have a friend who runs an account called Bad School on Instagram, and I would really encourage people to go view the work on his page. He is one of the main people I see really brainstorming publicly what our plans are going to be and addressing the barriers to the U.S. movement building in an honest way. He writes a lot about how we need to build a working class movement through political education and relationship building with res and hood youth leading. I really believe this to be true. So, in summary, I will leave you with my personal suggestions for those in my homelands. Commit to developing community, education, organization, and resistance. Abandon individual career goals and choose community goals instead. If you're a settler who owns land, give back our land before we take it. Give reparations until you're no longer wealthy, and join a radical collective. Strategize to understand how we are going to gain power. Assess your projects and see if they fit within the Turtle Island model. If they do not, ask yourself, what steps would you need to do to make that happen? And please, stop doing land acknowledgements unless you're giving the land back. Wanishi.